really funny. I've been a big fan of the show since the beginning. I love it, and it was kind of like, I've always said if there's one TV show I would like to be on, it'd be Ugly Betty. And I would always joke with my friends about it. I'd be like, oh my God, I'd love to be on Ugly Betty. And then my agent called me one night, and she was like, are you sitting down? And I said, ironically, I am. And she said, well, we just got a phone call. You're going to be on Ugly Betty. And I was like, what? It was kind of like, whoa. And I screamed, of course, because that's what I do all the time. And I couldn't believe it. I was just shocked.
Nikki plays a character named Terry who works at Elle magazine, which is Mode's rival magazine. And you know, Nikki kind of becomes this rival for Betty, and first kind of pretends to be her friend, and then, you know, Betty, of course, is too trusting, and then Terry kind of pulls a fast one on Betty, and we get to do some really fun stuff.
A bunch of shenanigans goes on with a very important dress, and Terry has an evil streak, and she has some business to do with the dress being suddenly gone. Where did it go?
What the hell are you doing? Taking our dress back! Run!
Michael Urie is involved, which is like a dream come true for me, because I think he is like the comedic genius of our time. I think he's one of the funniest people, honest to God, that I've ever met in my whole life. And he's, oh my God, he's just like my favorite person ever. So to work with him and have him in the scene, it's just like awesome.
What I love about kind of getting to have new fun characters pop in and out is I feel like the relationships with each of them kind of expose a new side to Betty. You know, like Betty's never had a rival like this. Like, you know, she has a very specific relationship with Mark and Amanda, which is a very much love-hate relationship. It's not a real rivalry. It's just like, it's just the constant truth. It's like, okay, they're there and they're always going to be who they are, and Betty's fine with that. But the Nikki thing is a really offensive thing. Like, she does something to really kind of to tick Betty off, and so it brings out a different side of Betty.
Hey, Terry! Call me! I think the viewers are going to be surprised. I think they're going to be somewhat shocked, and they're definitely going to be entertained, because there's so much going on in this episode that just keep your eyes glued on the screen, because there's going to be a lot going on.
I think that, like, subconsciously we all started humming the song Stairs, right? And then yesterday she sporadically broke into the opening bars of that first song in Hairspray. And Michael Urie and I looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, she just did it. Like, she did her Hairspray thing. It was fun.
The vibe on set has been amazing. I mean, of course, I was so excited, like, to just come here. Like, when I walked in, I was like, oh, I'm in mode. Like, I got all excited. I couldn't believe it. But the people have just been so welcoming. Honestly, it's the most welcoming cast and crew I've ever worked with, and America is the nicest girl, and I just feel very, very fortunate to be on the show.
Nikki was so great. She was, you know, funny and had a great time and just threw herself into it. And, you know, we have such a particular world on our set. It's the world of, like, Ugly Betty. It's bright and colorful, but there still has to be, you know, there has to be something real going on while it's still fun and kind of cartoonish. And she just fit right in. She just went for it. And you can't really come to our set unless you're willing to make a fool of yourself. And that's like, those are the guest stars we have the most fun with, the ones who are up for anything, the ones who are ready to be humiliated and whatnot.
I would love to come back. It would be amazing. It's been like the best experience I've ever had, and I would just love to come back. TV's where it's at.